few minutes left to talk about matches of the week. So let's talk match of the week.
This week stunk. I barely watched much wrestling, but I do have a match.
I watched so much old wrestling; it's unbelievable.
I watched Sting a few times.
I did also watch Sting a few times,
but since I watched a match that's present day, I'll give it to the world. That was good. The Super Viernes main event: Mistico, Mascara, Dorada, Atlantis Jr. versus Soberano Jr., Templario, and the CMLL World Heavyweight Champion Gran Guerrero. Match rocked.
Did you watch the semi-main, the Tiger Mask Ultimate Guerrero match?
No,
I heard it wasn't good.
Tiger Mask is very bad.
Yeah. So this main event was good. What do you like about this main event?
They had like the best first fall I've ever seen. If that makes sense. Like usually, like the first fall is like, let's do a little here and there. No, it's really good. Dorada was out of his mind as per usual. And then the match ended when Mistico got in the ring and said, all right, let's wrap this up. He literally got in the ring, went off the ropes, hit the Mistico, match is over. You don't understand how much that pops me every single time. He says, let's go home.
Yeah, that's Mistico, baby.
But if you want a Sting recommendation, I did watch Sting versus Ric Flair, the big one, the 45-minute draw. Yeah,
I watched that. I watched that as well. What do you think about the judges at the end calling the who wins the match?
Yeah,
there's 5 judges. This is Clash of Champions number 1, 1988. 5 judges. 2 of them don't vote. One of them vote Ric Flair because they're obviously hinting that they're sleeping with Ric Flair. One of them votes for Sting, and the other one votes that it's a draw, which defeats the whole purpose of why you're there. And then the other 2 don't vote, and they just decide the whole thing's a draw. It's like what? What is this match?
It was a bad choice.
It was wild. I will say my match of the week. I watched a lot of Sting, and I watched a lot of Kento Miyahara this past week.
Sounds like a good week.
So you gave a Sting recommendation as well for Clash of Champions, which is a great match. Undoubtedly, you have to match. And now watching that match, 100% like that, it was the impetus of the Bryan Danielson MJF match, which I think Sting probably got more out of than MJF got out of Danielson, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll go different. I'll go to one of the Kento Miyahara matches. Jeff Bugenhagen, did Muta ever face Sting? Of course Muta faced Sting. They faced, I watched that match as well. I didn't watch it this week, but I
watched a WCW match from them.
They wrestled each other. Great American Bash 89. I watched that months ago, years ago, whatever. But also, great question from Jeff Bugenhagen. Not Mistico winning an MLW belt. That wasn't your favorite match of the week, Sally? I think that sigh is his answer. So I'm going to give you my Kento Miyahara match. Now, look, I watched a lot of Kento Miyahara matches. I watched a lot of matches from him wrestling a bunch of different guys. Zeus, Suwama, Nomura, Yume Owagi. I watched him wrestle a bunch of people. But you know what I also watched a bunch of? And I hate to say it. I watched a bunch of him wrestling Jake Lee because their entire singles match history is in a playlist on YouTube right now. You can watch every single Kento Miyahara Jake Lee match.
You guys should not like. No, Ryan, set it up. You have so many Jake Lee playlists locked in on your YouTube.
That's true.
And you just want to go through them all.
Yeah, I'm currently doing a Jake Lee deep dive.
Yeah, he's trying to see what his Hall of Fame residency is. He's not nominated yet, obviously, but he will be eventually. And Ryan wants to make sure that he gets in.
Yeah, I want to make sure that he's dead set. No, Jake Lee fucking sucks. But I will say
you're about to praise him.
I'm about to praise Kento Miyahara. Is what I'm intending to do.
Jake Lee doesn't suck. Jake Lee's just really bad at wrestling.
Here's the thing. Jake Lee, this is what I've learned from watching early All Japan Jake Lee and now knowing what he looks like and evolves into at Noah. There was a point in time where Jake Lee was good. That's early on. He then suffers like 2 or 3 injuries before ultimately going over to Noah and turning against Kento and all this other stuff. And that's really when the turn starts happening of like, and also like the idea of like him being just sort of like, there is nothing here. I will tell you, there was something there, and I can see why people thought there was something there when I watched his match, the Champion Carnival match, night 1 match, Kento Miyahara versus Jake Lee. This is their first match ever against each other in 2017. Great match. It's only 14 minutes long, and it's great. And what is it? It's mostly Kento Miyahara being a fucking great wrestler. I watched so much Kento Miyahara matches, Scotty. I want you to know this. On my ratings, I've rated him a bunch of, really high quality matches now. He is number, let me pull this up right now. On my all-time wrestler rankings, he is, in terms of work rate, obviously, number 5 all time for me after watching a bunch of Kento Miyahara. I've watched maybe 10 Kento Miyahara matches this week, and I have more to go. And he is currently number 5 my all-time ranking list. And you want to know who he's in between, who he's sandwiched in between, Scotty? This may or may not upset you, but I think you'll be fine with it. He is underneath Okada, and he is above Danielson. But he's above Danielson by like 0.04 points or whatever.
Shout out to Kento Miyahara, huh?
Yeah. Hey, man. He's really great. That's what I learned this week. He's a really good wrestler. So if you want to watch Kento Miyahara versus Jake Lee, the entire playlist is on YouTube. And I highly recommend their first match because it's 14 minutes and it's great. You can sit down and watch that for 14 minutes from Champion Carnival 2017.